we just spoke about that, and then that is being outside of one's integrity if you bring a circumstance that isn't relevant to your present moment. So then you're not really in that moment, so you're in a state of sin because it's discordant in comparison to who you face with in the secondary situation. It's got nothing to do with that. So then you drag a situation that shouldn't be dragged somewhere else, and then you're asking that situation to be compliant in a new circumstance. That's being in a state of sin because you're no longer there and you're no longer here. You're actually in no man's land, a very, very treacherous place, and you're not really where you are. So you're out of compliance with your new circumstances. So you're in a state of, you're in no place. And sin is a biblical, it's a biblical arrival in terms of guilt and shame and blame, but not being exactly who you're really meant to be is to be in a state of sin. So it's because you're not really where you're meant to be. That's all sin is. You're not really where you're really meant to be. So if you're not truly being your original loving self, then you're not really in the place you're really meant to be in, and that is where you shouldn't be, and that is the sinful act. But we're not looking at it from a biblical perspective. We're looking at it in terms of, I'm on this path, but I was on that path. So when I'm on this path, I talk about that path. And when I'm on that path, I talk about this path. You're not in either place. You're in the wrong place in both places. So just be exactly where you are. And when you breathe and forget, you start to remember and start to emanate your luminous fibers into the environment, and then start to commune instead of force a state of awareness upon that communion, which is just a soundboarding of what you can't handle, so that you can relieve yourself of the pressure. But you can easily relieve yourself of the pressure by actually being kind and loving to the person who hasn't really witnessed what you've gone through. And when you go back to the other interviews, that's kind of like misplaced memory. So we can tie those two together, you see.
Exactly.